Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Johanna, and if you've been here, hi, my name is still Johanna, it hasn't changed. My dad, he came back from a business trip and he brought back a cold for the entire family. I apologize if it comes off in this video a little bit. Today, I thought we would do something kind of cutie, kind of fun. Best smoky eye for light eyes, because I have blue eyes, if you can't tell. But I'm not makeup guru, so let's be a little bit nice to me, please. Let's lower expectations just a little bit. So I thought I would do like my whole face makeup and backgrounds and stuff like that. So it's not just gonna be a smoky eye, but if you'd like to just follow the smoky eye, just skip to this time. So first things first with my makeup, I always start with my CeraVe moisturizer. I've never actually used a different moisturizer. It's really good. I don't really have any opinions on it. I don't like try different moisturizers. I feel like they all pretty much do the same thing. Next thing I use, which is like my go-to and I cannot live without, is this hydrating face primer by e.l.f. This stuff so much. Any version of this one, I'm just kidding. Throwback to 2016. They're fantastic. I know e.l.f. is going around right now as being like super popular for good quality makeup, and definitely agree with that because this stuff is amazing. So yeah, I only really use one squirt and I do a lot of it in my nose. My nose pores are really big in my opinion. I don't know, I feel like that's everybody, but I use a lot of it on my nose, and then the rest of my face I just like that. But once that's done, I go in with my concealer and stuff. I start off with this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in shade Fair Warm, because I'm a really white person. I like probably could get the whitest shade that they have to do like my under eyes. And at one point in my life, I did do that. I had like two concealers. One that was super white. One was like my normal shade because I wanted to like brighten up my under eyes. But I'm poor now and I can only afford one. I don't use foundation, so I just use a lot of concealer. I should probably use this mirror so that I'm not like, I don't know, while I'm doing my thing and I can talk while I do it. I'm just using the mirror, not the shadow yet. I think I am really getting a cold. Like, yeah, I am, but I thought it was just like allergies and stuff. No ma'am, no ma'am. I am getting a cold for reals. Anyways, so that's the best we're gonna do. We're gonna go in with our eyebrow stuff. And as you guys can see, I'm like a die-hard e.l.f. makeup person. So this is like the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and it's in shade Neutral Brown. Just got my eyebrows done recently, so like they should be fine, but like this is just to like accentuate the color of my eyebrows. So the next thing I use is this Essence Fix Me Like a Boss Eyebrow Glue. Transparent Brow Fixing Gel. Eyebrow glue, fixing gel, whatever. So yeah, I just use it. I use like a generous amount because I like it when my eyebrows stick up. But if you use too much, you can like see the glue as it dries on your skin and it starts peeling off. Speaking from experience. Anyways, next thing we are going to do is bronzer. The bronzer that I am using is this Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in shade 20. Yeah, and I always like squeeze the brush like this. You guys are gonna be like, what the f is she doing? She doesn't know anything. And you're right, I don't. It's just like a little, you know when you're watching a cartoon and it's like that little thought bubble and you have something to say that like goes like this? Yeah, it's just that thought bubble inside of here, but it has nothing inside of it. No, it's not cartoons, it's comics. You guys, I feel like, are gonna be like, that's not how you do that. But here's the thing, if it looks good on my face, it looks good on my face, especially specifically for blush. Anyway, so I use an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette that has the shade basically Sugar and Rose. And I've been using the shade Rose for forever. Yep, it's broken. And I just use the shade Rose and I just like gently and really lightly, because this brush carries a lot of product. I think I did a little too much on the side, so it'll blend out. My mom told me that blush is one of those things that like goes away during the day. It doesn't really matter how much you put on in the morning. Yeah, I'm continuously just putting more on by accident. And it gives you nice cheekbones, I think, the blush. To just put it like high cheekbones and whatever. Because I didn't have cheekbones 5 minutes ago. Okay, so now that my face makeup is done, the smoky eyeshadow for light eyes. The time has arrived. I got this brush set from Amazon, and they have like a bunch of these like little light ones that are good for blending. And so that's what I really like to use. So the palette that I really like to use for my smoky eye is this Morphe palette. It's the Morphe 350M palette. And I was joking with my friend the other day. I was like, this palette will last me until I die. I've literally had it since I was thinking junior high. And I'm now graduated university, which is like, it feels really old to say. I barely made a dent in it at all. The ones that are empty are because they've broken out. I haven't actually used that much of that one. It's a really dark, nice, smoky palette. Really any dark palette will do for this. It doesn't really matter as long as it has like a dark browns and dark oranges and blacks. It doesn't really matter. What I like to do is like to start out with this light white color right here. I'll actually have to do an in-depth analysis of what these colors are called because I don't know what the colors are called. And I like to just put like a base of white. The white eyeshadow really doesn't do much. I just do it to like get a nice base color. But if you want to skip this whole part, you can. And just use concealer. Tip or hack that I would like to tell you with those with light eyes is to use dark browns and use oranges. Not blacks, because I feel like the blacks is way too harsh for your eyes. But if you use a nice dark brown and if you use a nice orange, your eyes will pop and they'll still look really, really smoky, but they won't look as bright and as angry, I think, as black makes them out to look. I'm gonna go in with this color here. I think this would be easier if Morphe, whatever, I don't know, came with a mirror on top, because then I wouldn't have to use this mirror. I'm just gonna use it like in the middle towards the end. And the funny thing is that they don't have labels on the colors on this palette, the Morphe one. So like, I'll like look at them and be like, did I just put my brush into that color? I don't know. Just like blend it out into the outside crease. And then once you're done blending that and you feel like, okay, you're gonna move towards the middle. And I know a lot of people like to start with the inside and then go towards the outside, but I like to start towards the outside and then go in. And I learned how to do this because I have blue eyes, and on the color wheel, I found out that orange is across from blue. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try using orange eyeshadow and see how that looks on my face. My eyes pop a little more, and it actually worked really well. So again, if you have green eyes, I don't know what is from green, but like, you could probably use green. So that's literally just one color. That's one color. I don't really use that many because that's one color. So this is a pretty light-ish color. Next thing I go into is with a darker color. So I'm gonna use this, this one is pretty much next to it. Yeah, and just use a little bit of that. And that's more of like a brown red. And I'm gonna use that again in the middle. Just give it to some darkness. I don't know if you guys can see, but there is a difference in my eyes. Like, this is lighter and then this is darker. And the same with this one, this is lighter and this is darker. So that's kind of what the goal we're going to is. We're gonna make it lighter and then darker. And again, we're gonna blend like nobody's fucking business right now. Yeah, so that looks pretty good to me. And so this is the part where like, obviously it's gotten really, really dark and you're like, okay, like this is orange, this is reddish. We want to dive right into looking like a real smoky eye. So we're gonna go in with a dark brown. So I would say like this color. Once these are all blended together, you end up looking real smoky. Like, it doesn't start with black, you know? And you're gonna blend this right into your crease. And you wanna keep this one mostly towards the back here. Again, give yourself a generous amount of this dark brown. I'm gonna go in with this one. This in the corner right here, which is probably the darkest. It kind of looks a little red. Okay, so it's got blended. So finally, like, as you guys can see, it's like pretty blended. It's up on the eye crease just the right amount, I think. Maybe a little bit too much. I'm gonna have to clean that up. But so you want it up on the eye a little bit and not just on the eye fold. This looks pretty dark, right? This looks pretty dark and crazy, and it almost looks like I have an eye mask on, but no, we're gonna clean it up. Everybody relax. So this is the black here. We're just gonna use like a little tiny bit. And we're gonna go right in the crease with this. And it'll give you like a nice, it like ties it all up really nicely. So now I feel like it's pretty blended. I think I literally did my makeup in front of the window. And so now that I'm not in front of the window, it kind of looks kind of funky. I cleaned it up a little bit. I think I took a little bit more product off than I probably should have. You can definitely leave more on, but the next thing is eyeliner. Oh yeah, I definitely did. What I like to do is with this eye is like a little ombre-ish. But this light is not, so I have to fix that. But of course, when you're doing your eye makeup, that's kind of the goal, is an ombre color that goes up your eyelid. And then like your top, like your brow bone here, you can see like the top bit of the ombre. I'm gonna go in with our eyeliner. I don't know, you guys can do it, make it however thick you want. I like to make it pretty thin. So now we're gonna go in with like the really important part, which I think is the most important part of all of the makeup that we are doing today, is the under waterline of the smoky eye. And with the darkest brown I have, or like this one right here. And there you go. This is the final look. I did my mascara, put concealer and powder under my eyes, touched up a little bit of face makeup, so like cheeks and bronzer, so that it all looks pretty cohesive together. The eyes, and especially I feel like fake lashes would look really good with this look, but I don't have any with me right now. But this is what I have. Like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any pointers for me, please leave them in the description below, and I would love to take them into account when I'm doing my makeup next time. And yeah, I hope you guys like this look. I feel like it looks really, it makes your eyes pop a whole lot. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. It's here now that the time is here. The time. Okay, what we're really here for, to do the smoky brow, what we're here for